my way and just be saying a little prayer over me, a little mama say, mama sa, mama kusa, all that, okay? All that. Because I be trying to like not let the madness just permeate my spirit, just all up in my energy and stuff, just energetically messing your girl up and everything. You know, I be like, wait a minute. I be burning sage and incense and stuff while I'm listening to this man. I can't have this stuff. I can't have this stuff going on up in here in my energy. Okay, I cannot do it. I can't do it. Okay. Ooh, Lord, mercy. Burn that sage. Burn that sage. It'd be crazy. Do you understand the magnitude of what's going on? I beg you to just stop. Do you understand the magnitude of what's going on? C-Lay. I hope I pronounced Lay. I hope I pronounced or Lee. However you pronounce it. Do you understand the magnitude of what's going on? Let me tell you the magnitude. You don't have to block her. You don't have to block her. Or him, whichever one it was. See, here's the thing. Well, you're gonna hear Tamicia justify what I'm getting ready to say to you. And what it is that you gotta watch what you say. Okay? You gotta watch what you do. Because a lot of times things can and will and do come back to haunt you. When he was having the discussion with Suey, he basically said the same thing. When he was talking about those of us who go after him and make videos, and sometimes a video will come out at a time that is not going to be convenient for you. Okay? Now, one thing that I know, okay, without a shadow of a doubt, is that if you come in contact with me, it's your time. Okay? You don't have to believe in my system. You don't have to believe in my spirituality. Okay? But I am a deeply spiritual being. Right? And I'm a life path 7. That's the seeker. It's also considered to be God's number. Okay? I'm also a Libra. That's the scales. It's justice. Okay? My numbers are 777, literally, in numerology. Okay? So when you get me, you get lucky. Okay? And you get karma. In the tarot deck, the justice card is Libra. Okay? We come into situations and we balance the scales. In all things that I do, I'm protected. Okay? I just have like a natural shield of protection. Because when I'm right, I'm right. And when I'm right, I can never be wrong. And I can never be wronged. Okay? Sometimes, I'm like, one thing about the justice that people don't know is that people have to be able to create their karma too. Right? People have to be able to create their karma. Karma doesn't come about from doing something to somebody who you think or is deserving of wrong, right? Karma is a balancing of actions, right? It's a balancing act. So sometimes a person comes in to deliver your karma, okay? And they're co-signed by the universe while they're doing it. And I'm one of those people. I'm one of those people. You can just call me the equalizer. Okay? That's what you can call me. The equalizer. So when I come in to fuck shit up. Okay? That's why I attract so many icky people. Seriously. That's one of the reasons I believe I attract so many icky people. Is because I'm the equalizer. I'm the justice. I deal out a lot of it. Okay? So, let's make sure my stuff is going through right now. Last night, if you didn't watch the previous shows, we're doing it just like I did it on my main channel, and I'll get back to that. But each show builds on the next show. Okay? So it's a series, if you will. So I'll briefly touch on things, right? But I do highly suggest you watch the previous video to know what was really discussed, and then get into the next one, and then get into the next one, and then get into the next one as we move forward in this, okay? Because they all tie in together. I like that. I like a good build up, you know? I like a good build up. And I love linking things. I love linking things so that the message is what it needs to be. Okay? Real men don't joke about stuff like that. Well, he knows that. He knows that real men don't joke about stuff like that, and he's not a real man. He's not. He's not a real man, not at all. He knows what he is, and he knows that he's dangerous. That's the part people don't get. A lot of people aren't grasping that particular concept, that he knows what's up. Okay? So let me find the clip that I want from yesterday. From yesterday. So we know that this guy, the it. I don't know if we should call him a man. We should probably start calling him the it. Okay? So the it has expressed on multiple occasions, right? Having an attraction to teen girls. The ages that we consistently hear is from 13 to 16, 17. Okay? And he often tries to play these comments off as being jokes, right? As being jokes. Yesterday, we explored a clip where he was telling a story about being in a barbershop. And when he was in the barbershop, a father came in with his daughter that was no more than 15, 16 years old, and she looked like she was 12. This is what he said. She looked like she was about 12 in the face. And him, his barber, and another barber were checking out the 15, 16-year-old because she had a large behind. Because she had a large behind. We heard him say that he can't be a high school teacher. He can't be a high school teacher because he would fuck one of them. He said, I know I can't be a high school teacher. Man, I can't be a high school teacher. I know I'll fuck one of them little girls. That's what he said. That's what he said. And since we have been calling him out on this and we've been drawing attention to this, we haven't seen, the it do anything but try to justify it. Plenty of comedians make jokes about pedophilia and they come under fire for it too. They get called out about it too. I want to show an article, but this is another country. This is in another country. And I found it really interesting with the conversation about if the it is an agent, right? Let me see if I can find this story. Now, I have a theory of, well, one theory of a multitude of theories, but I do have this one particular theory. When we talk about sex rings, right? We are aware that there's a whole bunch of celebrities and big time people that Jeffrey Epstein, and all the other ones. Last night he played songs, right? He played songs that reference attraction to children and young girls. He showed cartoons that reference attraction to young girls or kids, because we know that boys are victims too. And he showed it to justify what he was doing, as if to normalize it. Now, I don't think that grown people being sexually attracted to children is something that should be normalized. What in the world is going on in our society where a father is trying to normalize a grown man having a sexual attraction to girls no more than 16 years old? We talk about agents. What are people sent into our community to do? Oftentimes, you go over to the so-called pro-Black, conscious, narrators, orators, or orators. You hear them talk about how Caucasians, and I'm not saying this as if this is only Caucasians, by the way, but white supremacy wants to condition us to believe that abnormal things are okay, that perversion is okay, that it's okay for us to be abused and even abuse each other. When I would bring up conversations in regards to pedophilia or maybe even LGBTQ, they would say that's a sickness that's been brought on us since slavery, from white supremacy. Well, you can't possibly think that but be perfectly okay with a Black man that is trying to normalize grown-ups having a sexual attraction to children. It is not a Caucasian that is trying to condition your mind and desensitize you to adult relations with a child. No, it's a person who looks like you. It's a person who looks like you that is constantly making these comments about something that we know is sexual deviancy, that we know is sexual perversion, that we know is immoral and wrong. I don't care what state you try to say it's legal in. This is a father, a black father, that looks just like you. This is why we say all skin folk ain't kinfolk. All skin folk ain't kinfolk. Because if you believe that there is a system, one must also think about what would be the best way for the system to carry out some of its most sinister plans. Well, sitting a person in front of you that looks like you, that's doing nothing but pushing poison to you. That's trying to condition your mind to believe all the things they want you to believe. This is a person who tries to condition, program. Because once you sit up and listen to something long enough, it do start programming. It do start seeping into your subconscious, because your subconscious has no realization. It doesn't have an on and off, right? So anything that it comes in contact with, it actually logs in to like your brain, your database. It's science. Now, your conscious mind is only 5% of your mind. Your subconscious and superconscious is 95%. So your conscious mind may not be thinking of it, so it's not at the forefront, but it's rolling around in your subconscious mind. And your subconscious mind influences your behaviors, your beliefs, your actions. Right? Your subconscious mind is what controls you breathing and not even thinking about breathing. You don't have to, when you think to pick up a cup, you're like, oh, I want to pick up this cup. But you don't have to think about how your arm got to move to do it. It just moves, right? You don't consciously have to think about how to walk. That's all handled by your subconscious mind. So when you have these thoughts coming into your subconscious mind, it begins to influence behavior. Be mindful of that. Be very mindful of that. Yes, his audience began to justify all the reasons why. It's like being in the Twilight Zone. All the reasons why. Yeah, this is perfectly okay for a grown person to be attracted to my child. What? Like, what? Yeah, they're coming, Jacqueline. They're coming out that closet. They're coming out that closet. We've often talked about the normalization of this. You got that NAMBLA organization. This NAMBLA organization has been trying to convince people that it's perfectly normal for grown men to be attracted to little boys, and that they should be able to be in a loving relationship with little boys, and little boys should be able to be in a loving relationship with them. We got this individual trying to convince grown men and women I'm a man. I'm a man. Any man gonna look. I'm a man. Men have thoughts and feelings and desires. Like all men are attracted to young girls. It's a man thing. It's a man thing to be attracted to young girls. I don't know if all men will agree that that's a man thing. Yeah, you're not a man if you're not attracted to young girls. What? You're not a man if you're not attracted to teenagers. What? That's the message he's trying to convey to people, to men. Then he tries to convey to women. This is a message he tries to convey to women. This is a programming. Well, if a teen girl gets involved with a grown man, it's because she wants to. What? Since when the hell did we start allowing teenagers to make damn decisions like this? Well, if a teenager gets in a relationship or a sexual interaction with a grown man, then it's the mother's fault, not the grown man that wanted to be in a sexual relationship with the child. He totally tries to make it seem normal. We talked about him being funded by people and all that. This story here leads me to believe that there could definitely be some merit to that. Now, mind you, this is in a different country. But we absolutely have our speculations about around here now, don't we? This is posted from the New York Times. Now, mind you guys, I'm not going to try to butcher their names, but this was published February 11th, 2020. It's interesting that this happened in 2020. Y'all know from my spiritual folk that I've been talking about the importance of 2020 and this year and what would happen in this particular year, how we would have 2020 vision. We would start seeing a lot of things come out. A lot of things come out. We will start seeing things with clarity. With clarity. It will be a lot of what's done in the dark coming to the light. Right? It would be a lot of things that have been buried for a long time or looked over for a long time or ignored for a long time being revisited. Skeletons falling all out the closet all over the damn place in 2020. A pedophile writer is on trial. So are the French elites. So the writer is on trial and his handlers. Not just the writer, and his handlers, basically. For decades, Gabriel, I'm not going to butcher his last name, wrote openly of his pedophilia, protected by powerful people in publishing, journalism, politics, and business. Now cast out, he attacks their cowardice in a rare interview. My. Gabriel, the French writer, under investigation for his promotion of pedophilia, was holed up this month inside a luxury hotel room on the Italian Riviera, unable to relax, unable to sleep, unable to write. He was alone and in hiding, abandoned by the same powerful people in publishing, journalism, politics, and business who had protected him weeks earlier. He went outside only for solitary walks behind dark sunglasses and was startled when I tracked him down in a cafe mentioned in his books. I feel like the living dead, a dead man walking on the Longomar. He said, referring in Italian to the seafront promenade in a long conversation after some persuading. Hiding is new for Mr. Matsneff. Y'all know I'm trying not to butcher their names. For decades, he was celebrated for writing and talking openly about stalking teenage girls outside schools in Paris and having sexual contact with 8-year-old boys in the Philippines. He all out in the open with it. He was invited to the palace, I'm just going to butcher that, palace by President Francois and socialized with the far-right leader, Jean-Marie Le Pen. He benefited from the largest of the fashion designer, Saint Laurent, and his partner, the business tycoon, Pierre. I ain't going to butcher his last name either. This dude, which one is the writer? Because he looks dead. He's on the right. Yeah, that dude looks dead. He's right here on the right. And this is a business tycoon that was backing him. Wow. But Mr. Matsneff has been summoned to appear in a Paris court on Wednesday, accused of actively promoting pedophilia through his books. Mr. actively promoting pedophilia through his books. Now, mind you, this charge is not about, his engagement with children. It's about him promoting pedophilia. It's about him giving the indication that it's okay. It's about him encouraging it. It's about him justifying it. Mr. Matsneff could face up to 5 years in prison, yet the case is also an implicit indictment of an elite that furthered his career and swatted away isolated voices calling for his arrest. In a widening investigation, prosecutors announced Tuesday morning that the police would start seeking witnesses to find other possible victims of Mr. Matsneff. I'm looking for a quote of his, and I'll put this in the description box. Where's this quote? Oh no. Now, my thing is this. I don't know about how it works in the U.S. Yep, he does it through his books, and yep, and Tamicia does it through YouTube. And I believe that it's intentional. I don't care what nobody says, to keep doing it over and over and over and over and over again. You know how they said that in order to break into Hollywood, a black man had to wear a dress? Y'all remember hearing that? That in order to break into YouTube, black men had to wear a dress, right? For comedians, they had to wear a dress. You would never think about the fact that there's other qualifications. You know, once you get up to a certain level and you're schmoozing with various people, right? You're schmoozing with those higher ups in the entertainment industry and all of that different stuff. They be having their own little behind the scenes, because you know they got their own back chats too, right? You know how on YouTube we have back chats? Well, I think that the elite, if you will, they have back chats too. They have back chats too. And so I think that there's discussions that go on in the back chats that say, hey, you know, hey, we want you to do this, this, and this. We want you to talk about this, this, and this. Right? It's just how I be thinking about stuff. I think it's very intentional, in my opinion.
5,000 a month, easy. I don't see it. I'm just saying, but I don't.
Wrong video.